Brentford Football Club are a professional football club based in Brentford, in the London Borough of Hounslow, that currently play in the Football League Championship. They were founded on October 10, 1889 and play their home games at Griffin Park, their home stadium since 1904, after a nomadic existence playing at 5 previous grounds. Brentford's most successful spell came during the 1930s, when they achieved consecutive top 6 finishes in the First Division. Since the war, they have spent most of their time in the 3rd and 4th tiers of English football. Brentford have been FA Cup quarter-finalists on 4 occasions, and have 3 times been Football League trophy runners-up. History: Foundation to 1939, founded on October 10, 1889, at the Oxford and Cambridge Hotel PH in Brentford. Next to Kew Bridge, a meeting was held, between the members of the Brentford Rowing Club, to decide between association football or rugby union, to serve as a winter pursuit for the rowing club and its members. As a result of a vote, by 8 votes to 5, taken 6 days later, association football was successful as the sport to partake in. The football club started out playing its home matches at the Clifton House ground. This was recreational land between what is now Clifton Road and Latchwood Road. In Brentford, from November 1889 to March 1892. The very first fixture, between Brentford F.C. and QFC, was on November 23, 1889. Due to ownership of the land changing hands, Brentford F.C. were on the lookout for a new ground, after only 30 months. In October 1892, Bensfield, land behind the Plough PH Little Ealing Lane, in Little Ealing, was the club's new home. The football club decided to move nearer to Brentford, and in December 1894 they moved to Shotters Field, what is now Gunnersbury School, the Ryder, and stayed there until April 1898. Due to high rent increases, the club were once again forced to move on, so in September 1898 the club moved to the Crossroads ground, in Little Ealing, land on the northwest side of the junction of Little Ealing Lane and Ealing Road. This was used until April 1900. As the club grew, therefore entertaining larger crowds, a move to a ground with the chance of improving better spectator facilities, with undercover enclosures and changing rooms, was looked for. Boston Park Cricket Ground, in York Road, Brentford, what is now land along the east side of Ealing Road and south of the Great West Road, was then used from September 1900 to April 1904. Finally, in January 1904, the club agreed a 21-year lease on an orchard, once owned by Chiswick brewers Fuller, Smith and Turner. The clearance of the orchard, over 200 trees, and the levelling of the land took several months. Griffin Park, as it became known, supposedly named after the local that Griffin PH once used as a changing rooms in the early years. Was now ready for use as a football ground after banking was raised along 3 sides of the ground, and an enclosure, moved from their previous ground, was erected. In August 1904 trial matches were played on the pitch. Then the first competitive match was played, a reserve team game in the Western League v Plymouth Argyle. On September 7, 1904, Brentford and West Ham United played out a 0-0 draw, in the Southern League First Division, which was the first team match. In 1920, it was a founder member of the 3rd Division South. During the late 1920s and 1930s, the club began to make real progress. In the 1929 30 season, the side won all 21 of its home matches in the 3rd Division South, but still missed out on promotion. They are the last of 6 teams in English football to amass a perfect home record, and the only one to do so over a season of 42 matches or more. After several more near misses, promotion to the 2nd Division was finally achieved in 1932 33. 2 years later, Brentford reached a First Division and finished 5th in its debut season, which is still the club's highest ever league position, to complete a remarkable rise for the club. Brentford achieved more impressive placings in the league for the rest of the decade before the Second World War interrupted. 1945 1989. During the war, Brentford competed in the London War Cup, losing in the 1941 final at Wembley Stadium to Reading and winning in the final against Portsmouth a year later. The club was relegated in the first season after the war, and a downward spiral set in, which culminated in relegation to the third division in 1953 (Euro 54) and the fourth division in 1961 (Euro 62). In the process Brentford became the first team to play the other 91 clubs in league football. The survival of Brentford F.C. was threatened by a projected takeover by Queen's Park Rangers in the late 1960s a bid that was only narrowly averted with an emergency loan of £104,000 while the club continued to yo-yo between the third and fourth divisions during the next 3 decades. The club won promotion in 1962 (Euro 63). 1971 (Euro 72) and 1977 (Euro 78), but only on the final occasion was it able to consolidate its place in English football's third tier. Other bright spots in this period included reaching the final of the Freight Rover Trophy at Wembley in 1985, where the team lost to Wigan, and a run to the FA Cup quarter-finals in 1989 which included wins over 3 higher division sides and was only ended by the reigning league champions Liverpool. 1990 to present. After a 45-year absence, Brentford were promoted back to the second division in the 1991 Euro 92 season as third division champions, though they were relegated again the following year. There followed several seasons of the club narrowly missing out on promotion. Former Chelsea FA Cup hero David Webb was appointed manager in 1993 and twice led the side into the playoffs. In 1996 Euro 97 he led them to the playoff final at Wembley, but the side were beaten by Crewe Alexandra. The club were then relegated to the third division the following year. Brentford won promotion as champions again in 1998 Euro 99 under manager and chairman Ron Noadies. The club suffered more promotion agony in 2002 under manager Steve Coppell as they lost out to Stoke City in the playoff final, having been just minutes away from automatic promotion on the final day of the season, and again under manager Martin Allen in 2004 Euro 05, on that occasion losing 3 Euro 1 on aggregate to Sheffield Wednesday in the semi-finals after finishing fourth in League One. Former BBC Director-General and Bees fan Greg Dyke was announced as chairman of Brentford on January 20, 2006 as part of the takeover by Bees United, the Brentford Supporters Trust. On January 28, 2006, Brentford beat Premier League strugglers Sunderland 2 Euro 1 in the fourth round of the FA Cup, but lost 3 Euro 1 to another Premier League club Charlton Athletic in the fifth round. Brentford finished third in the league and lost to Swansea City in the playoff semi-final. On May 30, 2006 Allen announced his resignation as manager of Brentford and the club named Leroy Rosenior as his successor on June 14, 2006. On November 18, 2006, following a run of 16 matches without a win Euro leaving the side in the relegation zone Euro Rosenior was sacked as manager, after the team lost 4 Euro 0 at home to Crewe. Following Rosenior's departure, youth team coach Scott Fitzgerald was appointed manager on a full-time basis on December 21, 2006 with Alan Reeves acting as his assistant. Fitzgerald was unable to turn around the club's fortunes, and Brentford were relegated to Football League Two Euro English football's fourth tier Euro in April 2007. Fitzgerald left the day following confirmation of Brentford's relegation, with youth team manager Barry Quinn due to act as caretaker in the managerial role until the end of the season. Ex-England captain Terry Butcher was appointed as manager on April 24, 2007. Butcher's assistant was former Brentford winger Andy Scott, who was appointed on May 9, 2007. Butcher's reign at Griffin Park was, however, not a successful one, and his contract was terminated by mutual consent on December 11, 2007, after winning just 5 matches in 23. Butcher's assistant Andy Scott was appointed as manager on January 4, 2008 following a successful caretaker spell. On April 25, 2009 Brentford sealed the League Two championship with a 3 Euro 1 win at Darlington. The Bees were awarded the trophy in front of 10,223 fans at Griffin Park on May 2. They were the second team to win the fourth tier 3 times, and the first to win the tier under its 3 names. Scott's excellent first calendar year in charge was recognised with an award, the BBC London Manager of the Year 2008. Scott was also awarded the League Two Manager of the Month award for April-May 2009, which recognised the above title was won in difficult circumstances, with 4 strikers hospitalised in 8 games. During the 2008 Euro 09 campaign, 3 players also picked up awards. Marcus Bin a Euro Powerade Player of the Month for League Two December 2008, Charlie McDonald a Euro Powerade Player of the Month for League Two February 2009, Jordan Rhodes a Euro League Two PFA Fans Player of the Season 2009 and League Two PFA Fans Player of the Month March 2009. 2009 a Euro 10, a total of 13 new players were brought in, mostly on free transfers. On August 5, 2009, the amalgamation of fans groups which help run the club Euro Bees United Euro announced they had negotiated terms with Matthew Benham that will enable BU to continue in its role of ensuring the club is governed well, of protecting the long-term interests of Brentford Football Club, and of giving you, our members, the right of veto over any unreasonable sale of the ground in which Brentford plays, so long as Brentford FC remains solvent. The 2009 Euro 10 season saw the club stabilise in League One Euro with Brentford finishing 9th. A shaky start led to changes in personnel, notably loanees from Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. While the other promoted teams struggled, Brentford thrived, thanks to good home form, and some impressive displays against the richer clubs in the division. A new CEO was appointed, Andrew Mills. The 2010 Euro 11 season saw a League Cup run, with Premier League opposition Euro Everton Euro beaten at Griffin Park, and Birmingham City taken to a penalty shootout. The Bees League form took a dive in January 2011 however, and manager Scott and assistant Bullivant parted company from the club on February 3, with senior pro Nicky Forster taking over as manager. Brentford reached the final of the Football League trophy in which they lost 1-0 to Carlisle United. At the end of the 2010 Euro 11 season, Nicky Forster was informed that he would not be getting the manager's job on a full-time basis, and on June 10, 2011 Rosler was confirmed as the new manager, on a 2-year contract. The management structure runs along the European model that is a sporting director works with the manager on sourcing players. At the end of the 2011 December season, in which the club finished 9th in League One missing out on the playoffs by 6 points, the club's supporters voted to sell the entire club's shareholding to supporter investor Matthew Benham. Supporters Trust Bees United, the club's previous majority shareholders, elected at a special general meeting to bring its 5-year deal with Benham to a conclusion 2 years early. Benham had initially come on board back in 2009, striking a deal which would see him take over the club in July 2014 if the trust were not able to buy him out by then. The 2012 Euro 13 season saw Brentford go on an FA Cup run, taking holders Chelsea FC to a 4th-round replay, and mount a promotion challenge, missing out on automatic promotion on the final day of the season before losing the playoff final to Yeovil Town. June 25, 2013 Euro Cliff Crown elected chairman of Brentford Football Club. April 18, 2014 Brentford were promoted to the Championship after they beat Preston 1-0 at Griffin Park in front of 10,774 people sparking a pitch invasion. However they also needed other results to go their way, and they did as Crawley beat Leyton Orient 2-1 and Wolves beat Rotherham 6-4 at Molineux, although there was an anxious wait as the Wolves match was delayed by several pitch invasions. This meant the Bees returned to second tier after 21 years. Grounds, Griffin Park. Brentford FC have played at Griffin Park since September 1904. Griffin Park is unique in British football, in that there is a pub on each corner, the Royal Oak, the New Inn, the Griffin Euro, which was used in the film Green Street Euro, and the Princess Royal. In 2007, the East Stand, the Ealing Road end of the ground, had a roof installed after a grant given by the Football Trust, therefore making all 4 stands of Griffin Park covered. The Ealing Road stand still remains a terrace and is now the home supporters stand. It was reopened for the first game of the season of the 2007 August season, on Saturday 11 August 2007, against Mansfield Town. The Bramer Road stand, South Stand, was renamed the Bees United Stand for the 2010 November season. The new road stand, North Stand opposite, was renamed the Billax Bay Stand. The Brook Road, West Stand, is used specifically as the away supporters stand. Sometimes called the Wendy House. The dugouts were moved from the Braemar Road side of the ground to the Billax Bay side for the 2010 November season. Lionel Road. Brentford, with the aim of securing a more financially sustainable future, have been considering relocation since 2002. Plans were announced in October 2002 for a new 20,000-capacity all-seater stadium at a state-of-the-art arena complex in Lionel Road South, Brentford. It was announced on December 7, 2007 that the club had secured an option to purchase the site, a major breakthrough in the club's plans to relocate. The new stadium moved another step closer on February 22, 2008 when it was announced that Brentford's development partner, Brentford Homes, had acquired a 7.6-acre regeneration site in Lionel Road South, Brentford. Following this news, it was anticipated that the stadium would be completed in time for the 2012-13 season, and be used as a training venue for teams participating in the 2012 Olympic Games in London. However, due to the ongoing economic downturn and fall in property prices, the club and Brentford Homes admitted, in early 2009, that this date would no longer be feasible. The club's plan to move to a new community stadium took a massive step forward, on Thursday 28 June 2012, when the club, via Matthew Benham, purchased the 7.6-acre site in Lionel Road South, Brentford, from Brentford Homes, who had originally acquired the site in January 2008. The club is planning to build a 20,000 spectator capacity stadium on the land. Along with outline planning permission for a hotel and apartment buildings, on unused land surrounding the site, to help fund the project, as well as applying for outline planning permission for Griffin Park, which will also be sold to developers as to fund the Lionel Road South project. Outline planning approval was given, by the London Borough of Hounslow, on December 5, 2013, by 8 votes to 5, and so this planning application now goes to the Mayor of London and the Secretary of State for final approval. On February 18, 2014, the Mayor of London's office officially gave their approval for the stadium to be built. The planning application then went to Eric Pickles, Secretary of State for Communities and Local Government for final approval, which was given on Friday 14 March 2014. Building work is expected to commence in the summer of 2014. Current squad, First Team Squad, as of July 21, 2014, note. Flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Out on loan, note. Flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Development squad, note. Flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Academy squad. Coaching staff, as of January 8, 2014, managers, as of February 22, 2014. Only competitive matches are counted. See also, category Brentford FC managers, a list of all Brentford FC managers with a Wikipedia article, players with most appearances, as at May 3, 2014, highest goal scorers. As at June 22, 2014, capped international players, the following players earned international caps whilst playing for Brentford: full international, U21 international, youth international, schoolboy international, England, Paul Walker, B international, England, Ron Greenwood, amateur internationals, England, Alec Barkley, Jackie Burns, Maurice Edelston, Vivian Gibbons, Jackie Gibbons, Kevin O'Flanagan, T.H. Robinson, Bill Slater, Martin Woosnam, Victory International, England, Patsy Hendren, Wartime International, Honours, Champions. Football League 2nd Division, 1, Champions, 1934 Euro 35. Football League 3rd Division, 2, Champions, 1932 Euro 33, 1991 Euro 92, Runners-up, 2013 Euro 14. Football League 4th Division, 3, Champions, 1962 Euro 63, 1998 Euro 99, 2008 Euro 09. West London Alliance, 1, Champions, 1892 Euro 93. Southern League 2nd Division, 1, Champions, 1900 Euro 01. London Combination, 1, Champions, 1918 Euro 19. Cup winners, West Middlesex Cup, 1, winners, 1894 Euro 95. London Senior Cup, 1, winners, 1897 Euro 98. Middlesex Senior Cup, 1, winners, 1897 Euro 98. Southern Professional Charity Cup, 1, winners, 1908 Euro 09. London Challenge Cup, 3, winners, 1934 Euro 35, 1964 Euro 65, 1966 Euro 67. London War Cup, 1, winners, 1941 Euro 42. Supporters Direct Cup, 2, winners, 2004, 2008. Records, Leagues, Football League 1st Division, Best Finish, 5th Euro 1935 Euro 36. Western League, Best Finish, 2nd Euro 1904 Euro 05. Southern League 1st Division, Best Finish, 9th Euro 1905 Euro 06. Cups, FA Cup, Best Performance, 6th round quarter-final Euro 1937 Euro 38, 1945 Euro 46, 1948 Euro 49, 1988 Euro 89. Football League Cup, Best Performance, 4th round Euro 1982 Euro 83, 2010 Euro 11. Football League Trophy, Best Performance, Finalists Euro 1984 Euro 85, 2000 Euro 01, 2010 Euro 11. Empire Exhibition Trophy, Best Performance, 1st round Euro 1938. Southern Professional Floodlit Cup, Best Performance, Semi-final Euro 1955 Euro 56, 1956 Euro 57. First Alliance Cup, Best Performance, 1st round Euro 1988. Awards, Football League Awards, Community Club of the Year, 2005 Euro 06, 2013 Euro 14 League 2 Community Club of the Year, 2008 Euro 09, Best Club Sponsorship, 2006 Euro 07, Family Excellence Award, 2007 Euro 08, 2012 Euro 13. Stadium Business Awards, Sponsorship, Sales and Marketing, 2013. Rivalry. Brentford's main rivals are Fulham and Queen's Park Rangers. Brentford have a long-standing rivalry with Fulham. The two local rivals competed regularly until the late 1990s when Fulham were taken over by Egyptian millionaire Mohammed El Fayed. In the past this fixture has been marred by crowd violence. QPR are also considered to be rivals. Brentford and QPR clashed regularly until 1966 when QPR spent many years in higher divisions. It wasn't until 2001 that they met again. The rivalry intensified in 1967 when QPR failed in an attempted takeover of Brentford which would have spelled the end for Brentford and seen QPR move into Griffin Park. As with the Fulham rivalry, this fixture sees passions run high amongst both sets of supporters with local pride at stake. Celebrity connections. Celebrity supporters include comedian Dominic Holland, Hollywood actress Cameron Diaz, ex-EastEnders actor Dean Gaffney, Sky Sports News presenter Natalie Sawyer, Hard V lead singer-guitarist Richard Archer, The Blue Tones guitarist Adam Devlin, Status Quo bassist John Rhino Edwards, author Robert Rankin, The Who guitarist Pete Townshend, Zatox frontman Will De Niro, Yes keyboard player Rick Wakeman, actor and comedian. Bradley Walsh was a professional at the club in the late 1970s but never made the first-team squad. Late jazz band leader, Billy Cotton, who hosted the long-running Billy Cotton's Band show on radio and TV, played for Brentford as an amateur in his youth. Singer-pop icon Rod Stewart is often reported to be a former player, but this is believed to be a myth. Stewart admitted to not have been signed by Brentford in a 1995 issue of Q magazine, but possibly had trials in 1961 and left before being offered any deal to stay on. Former Tottenham Hotspur manager Harry Redknapp was in the first team at Brentford in 1976 but only made one appearance. Club records: record victory, 9-0 v Wrexham, 3rd Division, October 15, 1963. Record defeat, 0-7 on 3 occasions, most recently v Peterborough United, League 2, November 24, 2007. Most league points, 62. 3rd Division South, 1932 33, most league points, 94, League 1, 2013 14, most league goals scored in a season, 98, Division 4, 1962 63, most league goals conceded in a season, 94, Division 3 South, 1925 Euro 26, highest league scorer in a season, Jack Holliday, 38, 1932 33, most league goals in total aggregate, Jim Towers, 153, 1954 1961, most capped player, John Buttigieg, gained 22 caps whilst at Brentford for Malta, most league appearances, Ken Coote, 514, 1949 1964, record transfer fee received. A £2,500,000 from Wimbledon for Herman Ryder-Grierson, October 1999, record transfer fee paid, a £1 million. To Leyton Orient for Moses Odubajo, June 2014, highest home attendance, 38,678 v Leicester City, February 26, 1949, most league games without a defeat, 26, February 20, 1999 to October 16, 1999, most league games without a win, 18, September 9, 2006 to December 26, 2006, international links. In February 2013 it was announced that Brentford had entered into partnership with Icelandic 1. De Aldkala Club UMF Selfoss, enabling Brentford to send youth and development squad players to Iceland to gain experience. The partnership also sees the two clubs exchanging coaching philosophies and allows Brentford to utilise UMF Selfoss scouting network. In May 2013, the Brentford staff forged links with Ugandan lower league club Gulu United as part of the United for United project, aimed at forming the region's first youth training camp and identifying talented players. Affiliated clubs, FC Midtjylland, UMF Selfoss, Gulu United. Team colours and badge: Brentford's predominant home colours are a red and white striped shirt, black shorts and red or black socks. These have been the club's predominant home colours since the 1925-1926 season, bar one season, 1960-1961, when yellow and blue were used, unsuccessfully. The colours on entering the Football League, in 1920-21, were white shirts, navy shorts and navy socks. Away kits have varied over the years, with the current colours being a blue and yellow striped shirt, blue shorts and yellow socks. Brentford have had several badges on their shirts since they were formed in 1889. The first one, in 1893, was a white shield, with BFC in blue and a wavy line in blue, which is thought to represent the River and the Rowing Club, who founded the football club. The next known badge, the Middlesex County Arms, were on shirts donated by a club supporter in 1909. The Brentford and Chiswick Arms, as a badge, was used just for the one season, in 1938-1939. The next badge wasn't until 1971 a Euro 72 winner shield, formed into quadrants, which had a hive and bees in one, three sexes in another and the other two with red and white stripes. In 1972, the club organised a competition to design a new crest, which was won by Mr. Berg Spencer's design, a circle with a bee and stripes with founded 1888. This was introduced in 1973 and used until May 1975, when it was brought to the club's attention, via Graham Haynes, that Brentford F.C. were formed in 1889 and not in 1888. Therefore, a new badge, reputedly designed by Dan Tanner the club's chairman at the time was introduced for the 1975 Euro 76 season and continued until 1994 when the current badge was introduced. In 2011 Russell Grant claimed to have designed the badge in a BBC interview, however it was in fact designed in 1993 for 2 season tickets by supporter Andrew Henning, following a request from Keith Loring, the then chief executive. Russell's involvement was to suggest to Keith Loring the inclusion and then ensure the accuracy of the Middlesex arms prior to the badge's release. The design of the new badge is based on a previous Brentford badge of the late 60s early 70s that featured quadrants and included the Hive and Middlesex arms. The founded 1889 was included as the design exercise coincided with Graham Haynes's research into verifying the actual formation of the club to 1889 rather than 1888 as previous thought. The badge was introduced initially onto the away kit for the 1993-94 season. It also featured on the programme for that season. For the 1994-95 season it was added to the home kit. Club songs. Brentford's club song is Hey Jude by the Beatles. This is played at every home game and sung by the Brentford supporters throughout the game. In 1993 the band One Touch to Go recorded the song Red on White for the team. The track can be found on the album Greatest Hits 1983-1999. The song has been played at the ground till at least 2002. In 2001 Status Quo bassist John Rhino Edwards recorded a track called Brentford's Big Day Out after the Bees reached the final of the LDV Trophy at the Millennium Stadium, Cardiff. Lloyd Owusu, on his short comeback to Brentford, recorded a track about himself and his connections with the club. Surprisingly, this spent a short while being downloaded rapidly off music websites. The track's main word is Owusu, as during his time at the club Lloyd was a fan's favourite and whenever his name was read out the fans shouted back his surname as well as raised their hands. This referred to how he liked to raise the roof. See also, List of fan-owned teams, references. External links, Brentford FC the club's website, Bees United the Brentford Supporters Trust and owners of the majority of shares in BFC, Bias Brentford Independent Association of Supporters, 3G pitch provider McArdle Sport Tech new indoor 3G training facility for Brentford FC, Brentford on BBC Sport, Club News recent results upcoming fixtures club statistics,